Hello everyone, today we are taking a look at Chaos Gate and IREP is going to be here to help explain how to do this. The first thing you want to do when you go into Chaos Gate is open the map at the top corner. This will show you what the best route is through the zone or level, and you want to go with the one with the water at the top. This is a fountain that will heal you, and it's important to do the fountain right before the boss so that you are healed up for the last boss. On this map, you also will see the shop, and there's also a mystery one where you don't know what's in there.
My advice is to focus on routes that have multiple fountains or a fountain towards the end of the floor.
Don't worry about what skill you pick up first because we're going to be removing this once we get past the first room and beat the bosses in there. So we're going to go ahead and go through the portal. You can just click on the portal and we're going to go in and kill the first bosses in here. Now you just have to go in and not worry about it too much. If you have range, just go ahead and kite them, it's easier. If you're melee, just move out of the circles. So we're going to go ahead here and just fight these, and once they're dead, we'll get a new skill from this box. Click this delete button to get rid of your old skill once you open the chest. Then click the skill you want to remove, and it will remove it for you so that you can add in your new skill. Here we are using Elusive Wood, which is a ranged attack, and we're going to go ahead and pick that up as our main attack. Okay, going into the next room, we have a ranged attack.
I like to kite the adds away so they deal less damage to me, and it's easier for me to not get caught in AoE.
While IREP is killing that one, I want to point out that these skills are each of their own type. So we're using a wood skill right now, and we're about to pick up another wood skill. This is a damage over time or a dot spell, and so that way we can go ahead and stack up several dots at the same time and do more damage to the bosses. And it has 3 charges, so they stack together when you're fighting mobs. So go ahead and kill these guys. IREP likes to rotate between the different mobs so that they all get a damage over time spell on them, so that way they take more damage faster. So hit one mob, then the next with that dot. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and go through the right portal. If you remember at the beginning, this was the path that we had chosen to take off to the right side.
Doom Wizard is a dangerous creep.
It does 50 damage to you and has an interruptible skill, so you want to focus on that one first.
This elite will steal your soul crystals and has an interruptible ability that will heal itself. In the team item tab, the top right, that red skill is an interrupt, and you'll see me use it.
Okay, just continue to kite this mob until she does the skill you need to interrupt, and then go ahead and click that red icon at the top to interrupt her spell.
Okay, the blessings here are Lucky Egg, which is crit damage increase and crit resistance increase. The Black Book is First Aid, which gives you bandages and potions. And the leftmost one is Gold Mine, which gives you 200 soul crystals.
So we're going to pick up the lucky eggs so that we can do more damage, the extra crit, and check the map. Up next should be the shop and then the fountain.
I pick up 2 darts, which is a team item that does 40 damage to a single target.
Okay, after this one, we're going to go to the fountain room, and here we're going to activate the fountain and then use some bandages to heal up. I'm going to skip over some of this because you don't need to sit here and watch it all, and then move on to the last boss for this floor.
This boss is Commander of Wood. It's one of the hardest bosses, I think, to face. I open up with a dart and poison arrow to apply the dot at the beginning of the fight. This boss will have an interruptible skill. It does a lot of damage as well as a dot. So this boss is so dangerous because it will stack dots on you.
So it's really important to interrupt the boss when he starts casting that damage over time, the dot spell on you. So watch for him casting it and use that interrupt in the top so that you can prevent him from doing the dot to you. Other than that, just avoid the AoE in the front of him when it happens and try to stay out of his way as best as possible, and hopefully you'll be able to kill him before he does too much damage to you. Here, Irep is going to pick up Ice 2 and then use the last one, which is Possessed by the God of Water, which will boost that Ice 2 spell he just picked up. Ice 2 is a magical skill where the other ones are wood and they are physical skills. I will let Irep explain the other two statues that were there.
Forget Worry Bird dispels debuffs. Letter of Introduction increases good RNG on the floors.
When we get to that next floor, we're going to check the map again, and we're going to take the one with the fountain, which is that center route. The next floor are going to be several mobs that have to be killed together, so we're going to go ahead and Irep is going to open up with a grenade, which is an AoE attack. He is then going to focus on the Holy Light Wizard at the side because that mob will heal the other mobs, so take that one down first.
The Armored Warrior is a creep that's resistant to physical spells, so you want to use a magical spell for him.
For Irep's setup, that is the Ice spell.
Flying Fire 2. It's a magical spell that does, I think, 32 or 36 damage, but you can't cast it and walk. Okay, Cage Mage is the opposite of Armored Warrior because it is resistant to magical spells, but not physical spells. The Blessing Priest you want to kill first because she kind of makes it so that you deal no damage to these creeps.
Okay, now continue to finish off those last couple mobs. And the next skill that Irep gets is Elusive Wood 2, and that's an upgrade to the current one that he's got. So he's going to go ahead and delete that current one that he's using and replace it with the Elusive Wood 2. This skill also applies a damage over time to your target.
So if you plan and know what your skills do and what the creeps are and what to focus, you can take your time and survive anything in Chaos Gate.
Here we have another fountain room, so go ahead and take the time to heal up.
So yeah, I'm just being extra cautious because I'm not doing a speed run. I just want to clear so I can show you guys how to clear Chaos Gate every week.
And I'll be honest, I usually avoid Chaos Gate every week, but I am told that the rewards are really worth it, so it's really important for you to run this every week and really master it so that you can get those max rewards.
So 2 Doom Wizards, I'm going to try and put them out of their misery as fast as possible. I interrupt one, kill the other, and now this bird will apply a debuff on you and spawn two babies that will attack you, but it is, I think, one of the easiest elites to kill in Chaos Gate. I'm always happy to see that chicken.
The next skill that Irep gets is also going to be a wood skill. It is Mist 2, and so he's going to replace that ice skill with that wood skill, and then he's going to move the ice up to the top, so he gets rid of the other fire one. The last statue here is Possessed by the God of Wood, and that will buff all of his wood skills, which is really good at this stage since he's got 3 different wood skills that he's using. Okay, on to the next room.
So always open up with Mist 2.
Again, here he's going to focus on these casters first, and then he's going to go ahead and kill the other 2 mobs. Now the one with the shields around it, if you remember from earlier, he said that he was more resistant to physical spells, so you want to use the magical spells on him. So when he switched to this Armored Warrior, he's going to switch to Ice 2, which does a lot more damage to him than it would if you use physical spells. The next skill he can pick up is called No Worries 2.
No Worries 2 is kind of similar to the Blessing, but I don't feel like it's that big of an impact on your run. Okay, went into an unknown portal, lost a skill slot. Okay, goodbye Ice 2. Nothing can be done about that because I need that fountain. Okay, so you have 2 routes to choose from. I don't like the common rooms in floor 2, so I try to avoid them. Plus, if you're going to spend time, fighting, you might as well fight the elites and stack the blessings. Alright. Here I get kind of impatient. If you're new to Chaos Gate, you should kill the creeps first and then kill the elites to minimize your damage, but I kind of, at this stage, wanted to move things along. So you can see that if you know how to use your abilities and your skills, you can kill an elite room very quickly. Okay, Fertile Earth 2. I don't need it for my setup. I get another lucky egg. They stack.
If you don't remember from earlier, your lucky egg will increase your crit rate and crit damage, and since they stack, go ahead and pick that one up again.
So here I do what you're supposed to do, which is focus the creeps first and then the elite second. This elite applies a debuff, creates a reflecting shield, does a conal AoE. But overall, I think that if you're stacked at this point, he's very easy to kill.
I thought I'd point out under the boss's name, you'll see these dot skills that IREP is using stack up under the boss's name here. And as it gets closer to him using a reflect skill, he's going to let those drop off. So in just a second, you'll see the shields around the boss. This is his reflect skill. All right, here it goes now.
So usually when a boss or elite reflects, I like to use a bandage, just so I don't tap a skill by accident. So this is a skill book. It'll replace the skill slot that I lost.
Okay, so IREP picks up the magic book, and that should replace one of the skill slots that he lost going through that other section. So when we port through this portal, you should see it back. Now, after this, we're getting close to the final boss, or at least for this level. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through some of this because it's pretty much the same, and he has some issues with the game crashing. So we'll just go ahead and skip forward because we've already covered a lot of this. Okay, there's a little bit of a technical difficulty here where IREP's phone crashes and we have to load the game back in. So you'll see that he's loading back in at this point. So, all right, now we're ready to keep going.
Okay, got another Miss 2, which I don't need. Here, because I have such low health, I'm going to get a cactus. If I had a melee skill, Stocking Master is very good because it works really well with melee skills. So still low health for this boss, but I have a lot of damage and a lot of dots to stack.
You'll be able to see under the boss's name that he is stacking up those dots, the 3 different dots that he has, to be able to do maximum damage on this particular boss. Also, he uses his movement skill over at the side to be able to avoid some of these attacks from the boss.
Use a haste potion.
I'm guessing that just like the other bosses, this shield is a reflection, so just be careful if you are hitting him when those shields come up. And again, just keep trying to avoid him and kite him around as best as you can while continuing to do damage. Okay, things are looking pretty good at this point. The boss is just about dead, and IREP still has pretty good health, so all is well.
Okay, applying Fire 3 just doesn't go with my set. So even though it's a level 3 skill, I'm going to ignore it. So I get an Esper Note, which is huge for me. Because now if I can pick up a potion, it'll do 100. It'll heal me for 100 instead of 50. So everything doubles.
So I think this was mentioned already, but don't talk to the Totos because it could cause you to glitch out of the game. Just like one of the rooms before, IREP is going to freeze the mobs, and then he's going to hit the grenade button, followed by using his dots. So this way he can isolate the boss to just fight him first, before he tries to take on the extra guys in here. So just move and avoid them, and then you can see now that other guys are unfrozen, but at that point the boss is just about dead. Here he's going to reflect, so just be careful to avoid that again. And you can focus on the other guys when he reflects if you need to. All right, now he's dead, and we can move on to the next floor.
Rock Smash 3, not really my favorite, but better than nothing. Okay, Crucible, very good thing for my setup because it buffs dots. Because I have only 72 health, I'm going to ignore the shop and go straight for the fountain.
So for this floor, I don't think IREP brought up the map, but I think he knows the way just from doing this over and over, so that is why we don't have the map up at this point. If you remember earlier, we got a buff for healing.
Because I have Esper Note, that bandage is going to heal for 2 HP per second. It's going to give me what I need to get me out of that dangerous situation that I was in just a little while ago. And I really believe you can clear the whole thing with 150 health, so 172 is really good.
All right, so IREP is just doing the same thing. He's got some team items he used, but mostly just stacking those 3 dots and rotating around the boss to avoid those AoEs as best as he can.
You know, just rotating around the boss, dodging the AoEs. And you can see that, you know, with the right blessings, with the right abilities, with the right strategy, even with a phone crashing, you can clear Chaos Gate and get some nice rewards.
And this is all free to play. It doesn't matter what level you are or what your gear is coming into this event. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope that you found this helpful, and see you next time.